Okay, we're reading again from Love and Addiction. This is part 2, and this is titled The Marriage Match. And I'm reading from page 141. He says, this is by Stanton Peele. So we enter upon adulthood often anxious, wary of risk, vaguely distrustful of others, and awed by the powers outside ourselves, held back by external and internal constraints. To a greater or lesser extent, we are left in a weakened position psychologically, a position not different in kind from that of the addict. Where are we likely to find relief? The answer for many is in marriage. Why has marriage been such a panacea for the post-war generations in America? Their childhood experiences taught them that only the family could enable them to feel comfortable and have some say over their surroundings. When their parents disrupted their plans with friends by insisting that they uphold family obligations, sometimes even imaginary ones, imaginary family obligations, we all learned that friendship came second to a more basic commitment. Their chances for developing strong friendships were hurt further when their parents taught them that people outside the house were not to be relied on. When a person is made to be cynical about quote unquote outsiders and their intentions toward him, then only through the sanctioned ritual of marriage, with its legal provisions for the sharing of secrets, can he relax his caution to the point of trusting one other person. The nuclear family in which today's young people grew up was a restrictive, inward-looking institution. Children observed that married couples spent all their free time together, that they went everywhere as one entity. For a husband or wife to have independent friendships and activities away from home would invite suspicion that the marriage was in trouble. Thus, children sense the boundaries clearly drawn around their families, economically, emotionally, sexually. That was where it was all supposed to be taking place, in the family. All around them, children picked up prevailing attitudes about the primacy of social experience over personal experience. What they saw was that people are rarely secure in their own company, but always look for someone else to do things with. Even people who are interested in music or sports or movies usually don't find these interests so compelling as to be worth pursuing alone. Instead, they are preoccupied with the social considerations involved. Who will they go with? Who will they meet there? How will others react? Yet these social experiences, all pervasive as they are not used to enrich a person's emotional life. They are screened through a filter of family solidarity and self-protection. Challenging new contacts or potential friendships are ruled out. And the relationships that remain are most often casual and interchangeable. Deeper needs for human closeness can be channeled in one direction only. Trained from an early age to look for one special person to share their lives with, young people direct the greatest part of their emotional energy toward finding this partner. High school and college life only reinforce this aim and confirm the artificial categories in terms of which people react to one another. With friends of the same sex, as well as those of the opposite sex who are not regarded as eligible partners, often because they are usually already attached to somebody else, things go only so deep and no more. Friendships formed along the way to marriage serve as temporary measures, created out of convenience and exigency. A boy or girl can always cancel plans made long in advance with a friend in order to accept a last-minute date with someone of the opposite sex. And after a mate is found, friendships either disappear or become more superficial and limited than they were. Once settled down, a person might never again be alone with someone he or she formerly considered a close friend. So it is that in a society overly concerned with social relationships, genuine friendship is hard to come by. So as you go through your day, think back over your life. What happened to your friendships if you entered into a, quote, special love relationship? Did you let go of that earlier friendship? Did it somehow become shallower or not as important? Why? As we talk about the social pressures versus the internal personal pressures to become, we're going to have to do some deep thinking and some serious looking at what goes on in social media here. P.S. We'll have a part 3 to love and addiction because it's so important. See you then. And again, make a wonderful day.